their own citizens. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo threatening to shut down schools. And pay close attention to the reason he cites for doing it.
Are schools going to close on Monday if we top 3%?
Yep. That doesn't mean the schools are what's spreading it. And we have to take that into consideration.
So why close the schools if the schools aren't the problem?
The teachers union at the time, they came up with an agreement about the conditions that would open the schools and what would close the schools.
Rich, mostly white parents, they're going to hire their private tutors or move elsewhere so kids can be in-person schooling.
That's exactly
what happens to the poor and minority kids in D.C., because they're not going back to school until January 7th, which means never this year in D.C., Fairfax County, Virginia, Montgomery County schools, everyone's on pins and needles because they don't think they're going back this year at all.
Yeah. I mean, this is a dream for the Democrat Party. I mean, they like to say that they are the party of the poor people, and you know what they are, except they're making people poor, and they're guaranteeing that these people will remain uneducated because uneducated voters tend to vote for Democrats. I have talked about what the left has done to the education system. They have intentionally watered it down when school was in session, right? Replacing hard academics. Kids aren't learning about engineering and science anymore. They're learning about psychological conditioning. They're learning about white privilege. They're learning about Black Lives Matter. They're learning how to be angry little Marxists. What better way than just to say, you know what, we're not going to teach you anything at all anymore. We want you to be home. We want you to be on your tablets. We want to make sure you're not learning anything. We want to keep you fearful. And you're exactly right. Of course, the elitists are going to send their kids to school. People that have money and can afford it are going to make sure their kids get an education. And the ones that are going to suffer are going to be the impoverished people. But that is the point. We already know that it's been proven multiple times that kids are not spreading the coronavirus, that children, I read in an article 2 weeks ago, children have a 10 times higher chance of dying from the flu than of dying from COVID-19. But that's not going to stop these governors because they're after something much worse, and that is making sure that these kids remain uneducated because uneducated people turn into Democrat voters for a lifetime.
And the teachers' unions, of course, they're all throwing themselves up against walls, you know, saying, oh, we can't, it's too dangerous, I can't. Okay, I understand it, but this is an essential job. If you think it's dangerous, then you need to go into a different profession. I'm sorry, for at least a time being until you think it's safe. But these kids need to be in school, and they need to be in school on Monday through Friday in a full schedule. This is child abuse.
You're exactly right. And to your point about saying, well, the teachers are fearful, well, then step down and let some other people teach. I mean, that should really be the point. I mean, at the end of the day, the public school system is not serving these kids in the first place. Remember, I talk about all the time. 75% of black kids, boys in California can't pass a basic reading exam. And now they're not even going to be allowed to go to school in inner cities. You can't find children that are proficient in reading and math. So, I mean, this is a larger problem. It's going to get worse, but I believe that this is purposeful. It's by design, and it's just true to the Democrat Party and their roots of uneducating all Americans.